follow trawler. It's because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much.
Talking nonsense. So I thought, no, enough's enough. Why should I put up with that? Talking nonsense. So I thought, no, enough's enough. Why should I put up with that? Don't back down, double down. Don't back down, double down.
Yes, here we go. It is, what day is it? The 10th of January. Martin O'Neill is back. Hopefully you can all hear me okay. Always getting nervous about these things before I go. I say nervous. Get a bit worried that the old sound isn't right. So hopefully you can all hear me okay. Usually I can hear a bit myself on the microphone, so I'm a bit worried that there's no noise at all, but the microphone looks like it's working, so we'll carry on. Welcome. Celtic get a 4-0 win over Dundee United, which was tremendous, wasn't it? Martin O'Neill's back, and we do what we do best under Martin O'Neill, and that is get wins. That takes him to 221 wins in 291 games, something like that. So it's that 76% he's up to win rate. Absolutely outstanding. We have to be real. There will be trickier tests that come for Celtic this season. There's going to be more difficult matches. There'll be higher hurdles to jump over. But at the same time, you can only beat what's in front of you. And I think it was nailed when I was listening to the radio. They said, just looking at the lineup, it just looks to be more balance. And I think that's fair, and I think it's accurate, and I think it's right. There was more balance when you looked at the team, and I think it played out that way. Martin's always been keen, even when he wasn't at Celtic, to sort of re-emphasise the point often that football's not a complicated game. You know what I mean? It's relatively simple, and it's not changed all that much, like people try and make out that it has. And I think we're seeing that what Martin's trying to do with the side right now is just bring it back to basics, get that back four back. That back three idea was just madness. I know Martin actually played with a back three, ironically, his first 2.5-3 seasons at Celtic, and he's sort of permanent role in charge between 2000 and 2005. First 3 seasons it was 3-5-2. I think we changed to a 4-4-2 at Ibrox. He made Jackie captain. And we got a win. Jackie came in at right back and then kind of never left the team after that. Anyway, and I'm digressing. I think the back four was a sensible thing. And then when you looked at the subs coming on, suddenly it felt a stronger side. When you've got like Negrin wasn't part of the side, albeit he's our top scorer. He scores again today. But yeah, there was a balance to the side that I liked. There's a directness in terms of the play. And I don't mean long ball football, which I think he was associated with in his first spell, which I think we mixed up. Some of the free-flowing football we played under O'Neill in his first spell was outstanding, and then he had the ability to change it and mix it up to long ball if as and when needed. And I think when I looked at the side today, that the directness is more of getting the ball forward quicker, is what I'm trying to explain, as opposed to hoofing it up long. There seems to be more purpose, more endeavour to get the ball forward into dangerous areas. You looked at, for example, Tierney's sort of ball into the box that Engels finished, and it's just that first time sort of hit when he's rattled it into the box there that anything could have happened. In fact, sorry, the one that he plays to Maeda that hits the bar, that was sort of like more of a first time hit and hope, if you like, but just into the danger area, into the mixer, and see what happens. His next ball, that he took a touch and all that before he played it, so I do apologise. The one that Engels scored. But we do look like we are trying to get the ball into the danger areas quicker. We're trying to get the ball forward quicker. There's more purpose, there's more intent to the team, and it's a Celtic side right now that when we're at home, I think we will see more 3-4-0, maybe even 5-0 wins under O'Neill, or maybe the odd goal conceded. But you know what I mean? More sort of landslide victories in Celtic's favour, I think, going forward. But I want to get your take on the game as well today. Obviously, Yang got the first goal. It'll be the climb down of all climb downs I've ever made. Again, if he becomes a Celtic quality player, I don't think it's a great Celtic first team. I think Martin's said numerous times he needs supplemented. We all know that on the bus anyway. So Yang standing out in it, is it really Celtic class that he's standing out against? And maybe I'm just being over negative just to try and protect my position. I didn't think he would ever make it. I don't know. It was a well-taken goal by him today, though. No two ways about it. 2 home games in a row, he has opened the scoring for Celtic. So they're not just nothing goals that he scored either. They're important goals that he's getting, albeit we went on to lose 3-1 to Rangers. He still opened the scoring in a derby fixture last week, which is usually a very important goal to get. And then this week, he's got the opening goal and breaks the deadlock against Dundee United in Martin's return game, and a game that obviously gets us back to winning ways if we can then capitalise from his opening goal, which, of course, we did. So fair play to him, because he looks dangerous when he gets the ball, but he wasn't getting the ball as much as Tenecke, who is mentioned by Ali, who's in the chat. Great to have you on as always, Ali, and you are a Bhoycie Bus member. Thanks very much for that, pal. I think you have been for years, mate, to be honest with you. So a big thank you to you. How much better was Tenecke? Tenecke did look a lot better today. And again, I think O'Neill's got that ability in him where he can build confidence in players like that. He's just got that knack for getting the best out of people. And yeah, it was brilliant to see today. Obviously, the second half, Nygren comes on, scores within a couple of minutes of being on the park. I thought it was a really nice finish. He just stayed ice cold and calm. He is a good finisher, Nygren. I wonder what your take is. The ear cupping celebration. I wonder if he's trying to make that look more like a trademark celebration now. Where really, I think the first time he did it, he was sort of ear cupping his own fans. And I wonder if now he's trying to make it look more like, oh, it's just my sort of celebration, you know, I do this. I think he's kind of papering over it a bit. I think the first time he did it was a bit of angst and a wee bit of needle. That's the word I'm looking for. A wee bit of needle in it from Benjamin. And I wonder if now he's just trying to make it look like more like he's sort of trademark. It's just what I do, man. I just do that celebration. I don't know. It was a tidy finish anyway, Benjamin. More of the same from you, mate. Merrill comes and said the trachea is back. Absolutely. Our fourth goal, of course, today was scored, by the way, by Daizen Maeda from point blank range. Can't remember who took the shot, but it was parried by the goalkeeper, and just easy peasy for Maeda to blast that home. That song that gets played over the tannoy, absolute genius. And it was good that Celtic took part in that, I suppose, when they brought that song in, because I think that whatever fan it was that came up with that, hats off to you. Very, very clever. I love patter like that. Maeda. Brilliant. Very good. Right, let's get into the chat and see what you are all saying. Patrick is in the chat. Always good content for you, mate, or good comments from yourself. I like a back and forth on here, mate. Vital win. Good performance. Thought it will be very tricky, mate. You're absolutely spot on. How did they get on today? Falkirk, I think they won. Am I right in thinking they? No, aye, they won 2-0 at St Mirren. St Mirren, who swatted us aside in the League Cup final. Falkirk went there and won 2-0. So you're absolutely right. Falkirk are sitting right now in the table, 6th place, in the top 6, with a game in hand over Hibs and Motherwell, who are above them, and they're only 5 and 7 points behind them, respectively. They both drew today. So Falkirk is going to be a trickier tie. As I said at the top of the show, there's going to be tougher challenges than what we face today, but we can only beat what's in front of us as each fixture comes in. We had Dundee United at home as Martin's first game, and we dealt with it really, really well, really comfortably, and I'm really happy about that. But Falkirk, you're absolutely right, presents a different challenge, and you've got your eye on also Kieran Bowie, who has been linked with both Celtic and Rangers and a few English clubs, probably Championship level of late. I've not seen enough of him to really pass judgment, to be honest with you. I thought he looked good last season when I'd seen him at the start of last season, and then I think he sort of fell away a bit. This year he's getting a lot of good reports. Hibs are getting good reports in general, to be fair to them. I'm not sure what level he's at, to be honest with you. I wouldn't want to kid on that, I do. But getting a goal today will certainly keep him on the back pages, definitely, with these links. I'm sure to intensify with every goal that he scores in January. No two ways about that. Seamus shares my view. He's badmouthed Yang over recent times. Fair play to him. He's upped his game, and I stand corrected. He has upped his game. There's no two ways about that. He's upped his game. Does he survive if the quality of the squad rises again? And Celtic are in a cycle that they create themselves. They get a really decent squad, then they sell off the assets, and then it takes them quite a few goals to build that squad back up to any sort of decent level. We've seen it sort of peak, the last one, obviously, with the Bayern Munich away tie, which we were so unlucky. And then the assets, like Nicholas Kuhn was stripped from that. Dyson was messed about maybe a wee bit in the summer. I'm not entirely sure if that's fair or not, but it sounds like he had his heart set a move to Wolfsburg, and he thought a wolf to Wolfsburg. Do you know, interestingly, Wolfsburg used to have a manager called like Wolfgang. What is the chances of that? Anyway, digressing as usual. Can't even spoke right. But yeah, I think if we're going to build the squad back up to being a level where we think we could be last 24 in the Champions League, does Yang feature then? I'm not so sure. So saying you stand corrected, I don't know, but he's certainly shining in what is an average Celtic squad right now, but one that could still win this league, don't get me wrong. And if Yang is front, left and centre of that, then I'll be delighted to. The last of the old guard, classic manager in British football, and we have him, and look at the freedom of the players today. Yep, there was a freedom with him. Jim Dolan's in. Yes, mate, you're a member as well. Thank you so much for your continued support of the channel, Jim. I know you've been here for a long time, if not since day one. Do you think Nygren could play as a striker? I don't know. I don't know if he could press enough that we would want a striker to. Albeit Martin's philosophy will no doubt be, all I want for the striker is to put the ball in the back of the net, and Nygren is definitely doing that. Lupe is in the live chat. I know these are rare times for you, Lupe, to get in the live chat, so great to see you on, mate. And he's saying we had a ridiculous amount of possession today. Yeah, it felt comfortable from the start. It felt Celtic started with a purpose and an intent, like I said earlier, where we weren't going to lose today. And it was throughout the game. I felt Dundee United came out in the second half and didn't look that much of a threat on the counter, but they looked like whatever tweaks they'd made at halftime certainly made a difference. Probably the sort of tweaks that were enough to thwart whatever Nancy's team had threatened in the first half, but it was never going to be enough for us. We got to grips with the game. We made comfortable substitutions that we could with a 2-0 lead, and we, like Benjamin Nygren coming on, and we extended our lead. And of course, then we seen like triple subs getting made and stuff. And yeah, the possession stats will still look very, very good. I wonder if they are here. Match stats, 78% Lupe possession Celtic had today. That is Lupe. But again, that's what you want to see. With that, what are you doing with the ball with 22 shots on goal? 8 of them only on target. Again, that maybe highlights the need for a striker, because I'm not convinced that Maeda through the middle is ever going to be the 30-goal striker again. And I've got to give kudos to the judge, because if you remember when Maeda was peaking last year, he says this season I feel might be an anomaly and not the norm for Dyson. So it looks like he could be proven right on that one. Not that we're trying to dismiss Dyson in any way, shape or form. He got a goal today playing up top, but we definitely need another striker. No two ways. Dot Boy says Bowie would be fantastic for us. I'll take your word for it and I'll bow to your knowledge, mate. I genuinely don't know. So sound. I hope that is the case if he is someone that we do end up going for. We need to get a finger out this week though. We've got a midweek game. I want a new player in for that midweek game, even if they can get on the bench. Do you know what I mean? Ryu Ken comes on. Ryu Ken 28. Hey lads. Hello mate. How are you? Araujo, I don't know how to pronounce it. Araujo, I think they were sort of saying in commentary on Celtic TV. He looks a tidy wee player. Well, I was looking forward to talking about him, mate. Let's talk about his performance, because when he gets the ball into feet, he looks levels above Tony Ralston right now. And I like Ralston. I'm not trying to pinpoint, but there comes the technique levels, and Araujo, he just looks so comfortable on the ball. I think one of his first passes he made, I don't know if you'll remember it, but he's just inside their half and he sort of plays it sort of diagonal on the deck, but the margin for error was massive. And what we've seen from him was right into feet. It was pinpoint accuracy, and I thought, oh, okay, we're going to keep watching. It was a brilliant hour to get from him today. And really, really impressed with how he started. What did everyone else think of Araujo? I want to see if there's any other comments on him, because I really liked. I thought his technique was good. His first touch looked good. His passing looked really crisp, really, really clean. I think he'll get better as he gets fitter as well. But yeah, he definitely looked good. Stuart CFC says, my gran is levels above Ralston. Well, let's hope we sign your gran in January, mate, because we need as many good players as we can get. Stuart, my man. Willie Thompson, the judge being right. I know. It wouldn't be like him. It wouldn't be like him normally. He gets a lot right. Patrick Kerrigan, he agrees that he was very good today. Yeah, I was really impressed with him. And he looks a tidy acquisition. That unfortunately we're going to need to accept is going to be the January trade. I think it's going to be a batch of loan signings to get us over the road, to get us to the end of the road, over the finishing line, over the road. Fuck knows what I'm saying, man. This will be interesting. I wonder what all the donut MLS fans are saying on Twitter now. Yeah, it's been a thought for what Wilfred Nunzi thinks, because if his football was meant to be enterprising, exciting, he had the same group of players to pick from as Martin did today. Martin O'Neill's style would be not as viewed as electric, as enterprising, as I say, and yet 4 goals and none conceded, which is a good point as well. But yeah, I wonder what Nonsi's thinking, and I wonder what, yeah, of course, the those who are convinced he's been done a wrong at Celtic, and we've shat the bed early and stuff like that. Well, you know, and he needed a window. Well, Martin's joined during the window. The only new player he's got to deal with is Araujo, as we said, who's not up to match sharpness yet. He got an hour, and look at the difference in the team. He didn't reinvent the wheel today. He was sensible. He was sensible in his thinking. He was sensible in his setup, and the side really benefited for that. So I thoroughly enjoyed watching Celtic. I thought it was just a game of football that was enjoyable today from Celtic. We looked much more at it. The whole vibe felt better. And I want to know your thoughts on this. Just my brain just fucking pops from one wee thought to another, so I do apologise. What did you think of? I thought it was very clever. Martin O'Neill probably doesn't agree with this, but turning the sack the board chant into the Martin O'Neill and using the Martin O'Neill melody, if you want to call it that. Oh, I liked that. I thought that was very good. Martin O'Neill's ears probably pricked up. Oh, they're singing my name after 3 minutes. And it was actually the words of sack the board. I think that's very good. Very important. We keep our eyes on the board. I'd like more of those chants. Not that I think you can sack a board if you like, but certain people I don't know how it works really with the board, to be honest with you. I don't know. But we need replacements in for those guys. Can you sack board members? I think the chief executive is definitely needing to go, and I think we should be keeping all eyes on them. Don't give them a free pass because the results turn. That would be my message on that one. But I want to talk about the football more today because it was something to be happy with. It really was. 792 passes from Celtic with a 92% pass accuracy as well. What is it people are looking for in football if that isn't to you good football? 22 shots on goal, 792 passes that were 92% accurate. That's my type of team. 4 goals to the good, a clean sheet as well. That's fucking perfect football to me. Many want the fashionista managers. They want the philosophers. They want those who, you need to trust the process bullshitters. They want all that because they have been conditioned to think that's how football works. Possession for possession's sake. I didn't think we were possession for possession's sake today. I thought it was controlled at times when it needed to be. But then again, as I say, with an intent and purpose, far more regularly seen throughout it than what we've been seeing under both Brendan and under Nonce this season. I thought it was a far cry from the 1-0 Dundee win in Martin's last game. I think it was Dundee we played in his last game. I thought it was a far cry from that as well, which is good. And these players have to step up now. They have got what they wanted, as I keep saying. And it did look to me, though, like they were a team who had got the manager they wanted back and were very much playing for him as much as anything. And it looked to me like whatever weight was on their shoulders had been lifted. And there is no better manager for that. Tactics-wise, we know Sean's going to be a huge part of that. Martin won't want it deviating too much for what he thinks is a sensible lineup. And Sean Maloney doing the tweaking as to what we do with the sort of... I had a good word there, and it's gone. I had a good word. Anyway, in between the little passages of play, I had a good word, bastard. Anyway. Yeah, I think the managerial changes came at the right time, the crucial time. And that's a springboard today for us as well, going into the Falkirk game with an eye, or as fans, not as players, but as fans, with an eye on that huge game against Hearts at Tynecastle at the end of the month. These things are all crucial, and this can be a catalyst for us, a springboard. And I'm delighted for Martin O'Neill and the coaching staff that they've got off to a winning start. Whilst I always have my eyes on the board at the same time as well. We can do both at once, surely. Oh, nice one, Flexi. 19,791 comes in and has become a YouTube member. Thank you very much. It's totally optional, but there will be a lot more content, certainly this month anyway, as I am feeling up for it right now. And when I'm up for it, then I'll be on. Do you know what I mean? And it's as simple as that. I know that's not really fair on a lot of you who really enjoy the channel weekend or you know, as often as possible, but I've got to stick to my guns as well. Do you know what I mean? If I'm not feeling it, it's just going to be shite. So yes, anyway, back to the game. Let's get some more thoughts from you guys. Lupe, I wonder what the likes of Alan Morrison, who's that again? I recognise that name. Someone remind me who that is. Who is thinking, who says Martin O'Neill is lucky and we don't control games under his style. Oh, is this Celtic by numbers? Is that who he is? Oh, fuck yeah. I think I was on a couple of episodes on the previous channel in the Axum and not my cup of tea at all. No. Doesn't view... Just someone who you know fine well has 2 left feet, never been able to kick a ball in his life. Not that that's everything, but I always think if you're viewing it just purely through numbers and stats and XG and all that bollocks, and that's your deep dive into a game, and that's your instant reaction when you watch something, isn't emotive, isn't based on your eye test, is straight away into delving into the stats and get the calculator out. I can't take that too seriously. There is a place for stats, of course there is. The most important one being goals scored and goals against, not XG or any of that carry on. But if he's saying Martin O'Neill's lucky, fuck me, man. That's the wild take, Lupe. I hope that's not the case, but I take your word for it, Lupe. I've got no reason to doubt you. If that is his case, I love how you've signed it off. If Martin O'Neill's lucky and we don't control games under his style, 78% possession, 4-0 O'Neill. Thanks for watching. Brilliant, Loopy. Keep more of that coming in. I love that sort of vibe in the chat as well. A wee bit of needle. Love all that. Keep it coming. I will read them out. You know me. Don't give a fuck when it comes to that sort of thing. So who I offend, I really don't give a shit about stuff like that. And this is me on the sparkling water. If the judge is watching, he will have noticed there is a lemon in there as well. Just to keep you happy, big boy. He thinks I'm a posh bastard. I mean, obviously, you know I'm not. But I do want to be sometimes. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Marzuno, I can't stand podcasters talking tactics, fucking clueless, no names mentioned. He's probably talking about me. And I take that on the chin, mate. I think I'm quite good at talking Celtic politics, Celtic sort of in the transfer market and stuff like that. But particularly Celtic politics, I think I'm quite good at talking about the off-field stuff. I think when it comes to tactics, I'm way out of my depth. And many are. You're absolutely right. It can be a wee bit cringe. Danny O'Malley, another legend, a member of the channel and has been for so long. Appreciate it, Danny. We need to catch up in the old DMs, mate. I've not spoke to you in ages. Yang's done okay recently, but still want someone to start over him in January. He would be a good backup. And maybe Yang has put himself in that bracket where you see him coming off the bench when Celtic get a proper team again, and you see Yang coming off the bench and you don't roll your eyes and you go, let's have a go. I think one thing with Yang is his confidence is certainly a huge part in his whole game. And he's not been able to get that because he's played pish. It's not because he's not had the opportunity, because he's in his 90s now in appearances. So he's had plenty of opportunity. He's not played well enough to build confidence. He's had a wee run where he has played relatively well. He's popped up with more goals in his last 30 games than probably the previous 60, I would imagine, by a distance. And it looks to me, as that confidence has grown, that he has become noticeably better in the side. I just want to check Yang's age. I don't think he's a young player, though, coming through. I've just put in Yang and it's brought up Yin Yang. That's not quite what I'm looking for. Google. He is, I think he's 25, I want to guess. 23. He's 23, so he's 24. So yeah, this is a huge year. I mean, his sort of formative years are done. It's now or never for him if he's going to make it as a Celtic player. I mean, he's the same age as what, Nygren? I'm sure Nygren's 23. So, you know, Nygren doesn't get free passes for being like wishy-washy and his consistency levels. He gets hammered when he doesn't play well. So Yang can expect the same. There'll be no fucking let up from me on that one. But when he's playing well, he deserves all the praise in the world as well. And right now, he is in a rich vein of form. He's playing with confidence. He's scored goals in his last couple of games. And long may it continue. And could he be an effective substitute, a really effective substitute to have in the locker? Definitely. Someone who's pushing that for that first team jersey. I don't think, for me, Celtic win the league with 11 players of Yang's ability being first picks in their position. So I'm not going to give him I'm not going to say I'd be comfortable with him being first choice right wing for the rest of the season, as we've got a title to try and wrestle back into our hands, as right now it's slipped out them a wee bit this season. I'm not sure I'd hang my hat on him. But I think as an effective sub, a confident Yang as an effective sub, and starting some games at home and things like this to sort of rotate the squad, definitely. And I take your point, Danny, massively on that. Pato's in. Pato, he says, O'Neill lucky, the good player is always lucky. A quote by J.R. Capablanca, world chess champion. Pato, your comments are great in here, mate. I never know what you're going to say next. Brilliant. But yeah, a good player is always lucky, and Martin O'Neill's a great manager. He must be very lucky with that win rate. If that is a true quote by that Al Morrison, then just tell him to shut up the next time you're watching him live. For me, I'm quite happy for that to be happening. He's a fucking, that's just nonsense. Stuart, no way Negan is only a year older than me. The guy looks 30. He does, Stuart, you're so right. It's amazing to think of 22-year-olds watching this. Nice one, Stuart. Young team. Lads. But he said there's no way Negan is a year older than me, which I'm guessing means you're 22. The guy looks 30. And I think that is something that is maybe a subconscious as to why he gets it tighter than other players. Let me just double check. I think Negan's 23. He could be 24. He might be 24. Who knows? Let me have a wee look. Why are we looking up players' ages now? What a shitey broadcast, Bhoycie. He's 24, sorry. 24. So he's 2 years older than you. But yeah, he gets held to a standard of at 24, like you're first team or you're not. You're playing at the levels we expect, or you're getting slated for it. Yang's similar age, we can expect the same. That was the point. Tomo's back talking about Araujo's debut. Tomo, good to have you on, mate. Mexican right back, so it's good to have a plethora of good passes to plethora in capital letters. You know, you've used a good word there, Tomo. Respect, mate. But yeah, we spoke about him earlier, mate, and I agree. I thought he looked very good as well. If we had a good striker, it was 7+ today, says our newest member, Flexi. It's got to be addressed this week, Flexi. We can't just be waiting until fucking, I think Birmingham and Kyogo might change their mind by the end of the window. If that's as far as your imagination stretches, you're just so out your depth in your job. It's unbelievable. We need to get a striker in. My honest take is I would go get Callum Wilson. I think he is a player who would have a field day with the service we could provide him and the level of opposition a lot of the weeks that we're against. I think he could score a lot of goals. Bastet, don't feel old at 45, mate. Don't be silly. Oh, Mr. Joe Wilson, I'm not sure about this, mate. Looking good, Bhoycie. If you grew a wee tash, you'd be the spit of Simon Ferry. I don't think Simon wants to hear that, mate. I'm not sure I do either, to be honest. But if it's looking good, I appreciate that, mate. And by the way, I can't grow a tash. I'm 38. No way. It would be like I'm going to say strawberry blonde. Ginger, right? It'd be like I've not got ginger hair, but like my facial hair, the lack of it, but when it does come in, it's a bit ginger. Anyway, why are we talking about that shit? Yeah, great point Mark Daly makes. Where has Atati been storing those good passes? Spot on, mate. I think Atati's one of these folk again. The O'Neill factor's massive. I think tactically, Maloney will be on that level where he'll be like the technique players. Just they'll be loving his thoughts on the game. Maloney will have learnt loads from working with Martinez. Could he be the next Celtic manager? We'll maybe do a wee episode on that this week or tomorrow. Who knows? A wee Sunday sesh. I'm up for it. No, not a Sunday sesh. A Sunday blether. Better not do a Sunday sesh. But where is the type of stolen those good passes? He looks like O'Neill gives him the G up, and then Maloney's giving him that tactical freedom or whatever. Because he's obviously kind of playing the furthest forward of the midfield three. Hatati. He's not playing number 8. He's sort of playing number 10. He started today, and again, loads of good passes, confidence oozing out when he gets going as well. A free flowing Rio Hatati is still one of the best players in this league. 100%, one of our best players. It's just a case of keeping his chin up, I think, at times, keeping him in the right mindset, and giving him that creative license to sort of try things. He is frustrated at times as well, Mark, when those good passes haven't came off. But it's nice when they do, definitely. But when they don't, sometimes he can look quite wasteful in possession. But as I say, maybe it could just be a confidence peaking thing. A couple of tactical tweaks positionally with Maloney, and they definitely look a lot better. FTB 38, you look about 48, man. Tua, fucking cheers very much. Thanks very much for that, FTB. I've not really got much to say back to that since your profile picture's just your initials. I'm going to guess you ain't no spring chicken either, mate. But who knows? 100% says Ryan G. Callum Wilson would work. Penalty box strikers thrive in O'Neill's teams. Yep. Look what Larson said this week in his interview. Just get the crosses in. Yep. If you've got someone who can put them away, get the cross in. Callum Wilson would be a very good signing for Celtic. He's certainly someone I'd be keen to see us sign for the running. Maybe it would need to be an 18-month deal, 2.5-year deal. That might be what he's looking for. At 32, I think he is right now. Why do we talk about age all the time, boys? Say shut up. But yeah, I'd be looking forward to seeing how many goals Callum Wilson could get. I think he'd get over 10 between now and the end of the campaign, and that could be the crucial difference between us winning and not winning the league this year. Charlie Reed's in, he's just saying up the hoops. Totally, mate. It felt like we got a bit of Celtic back today, didn't it? It did feel a bit like we got Celtic back a wee bit today, which was a lovely feeling also. Engels as well, one of his best games. I think when he looks at him and goes, that's a tidy footballer. That is a tidy footballer. I think he's been over-criticised by the fans. I'll be honest with you, Engels. I've said it throughout. I do try to be as consistent as I am inconsistent in my views. And I've always tried to defend Engels in the Bus. And it's good to see him flourishing. If that 1-2 came off in the first half, remember the one he sort of gives it, is it Tierney? And then it gets dinked over and he just misses the header at the back post. That would have been such a long one, like a long distance 1-2, but to look cool as anything, man. I would have loved that to have came off, but he got his goal after that. A tidy wee finish. And yeah, definitely, this is the difference that we're hoping managers can bring to players. But just to put a wee bit of caution on it, it is only one game. We are another defeat away from them all being shite again. Do you know what I mean, Lupe? And Falkirk away is a real stern test. But albeit that, I expect us to overcome it. I think we will overcome it. I think we will get 3 points midweek. But yeah, they've got to apply the same attitude, the same application, the same effort, the same intent, the same purpose all over again come Wednesday at Falkirk Stadium. It's not Brockville anymore, Falkirk Stadium. Imagine Hearts on a day like today, says Joe Wilson. I know, mate. I know. Baz Tech, he's saying he would like a big number 9, but old school that can hold the ball up just like Sutton did. I know, that old-fashioned centre-forward sort of thing, Baz. I hear you, mate. You don't get a lot of it in modern-day football. Albeit, I wonder, everything goes in cycles. I think you're going to start seeing 2 up front. See, over the next decade, I bet 2 up top becomes more the norm than 1 up top. I think so, anyway. These things do tend to go in cycles. Why not it be the next 10 years that we see 2 up top again? And maybe one of them will be holding. I think you're seeing in England, which tends to be where, if it's not Barcelona setting the trends, Real Madrid are just a winning machine. No one copies Real Madrid. You don't copy it. You don't go 11 players just go out and play like you can at Real Madrid. Barcelona, though, they tend to be a trendsetter. And you see a lot of the trends, let's be real, because the influx of foreign coaches now in England, a lot of the trends there are they'll follow Guardiola's suit. And I think Guardiola's going more direct of late as well. So once he starts doing it, you'll see a lot more of it down south. And if you're going direct, you need someone to hold it up. If you're going longer in particular. And yeah, that's not, it's not something I think we'll see this season, mate, though. I think it will still be predominantly 1 up top with 2 wingers getting balls in. But I want one of those wingers to be Maeda. I want the other one to be Jota. The sooner he's back, the better. Let's get some, the madness of Maeda and the quality from Jota into the box. And a proper finisher at the end of them, like Callum Wilson, would be nice. But I think if we sign Callum Wilson, I would still probably argue that we would need another striker. But we might just get the one, and we need to just trust in Iacho to try and get as fit as he can. And then play Maeda up top sometimes. It obviously looks like we're going to sign that winger Ferrell as well. So that'll mean Maeda could sort of be cover for up front as well. I think we'll probably only get 1 striker. I know a lot of people want 2. But I wouldn't be surprised if we only get the 1. If it's Callum Wilson, I'll still be happy with that. To be honest with you, as I say, I'm conditioned for my standards to be dropped all the time. Ryu Ken's asking, Bhoycie, we're still going for Nico Sigur. Well, the rumours were huge, weren't they? That he was on the brink of signing. I think he played predominantly right back, but he can also play holding midfield. Obviously, we'd be looking for him to be holding midfield. I think a holding midfielder is something that's missing in the squad, mate. But like everything with Celtic, it takes fucking far longer than you would expect. When we see a link saying we're on the brink, that means we're 2-3 weeks away, 2-3 windows away, in fact, I should say, from actually getting the ball over the line. Orange Whip comes in. Good to have you back on the channel, mate. A magic 8 ball could manage his team to victory with this system. The boards know this. The board know this and are playing fans like fiddles. I'm not sure what they're trying to play if that's the case, mate. But yeah, it's definitely a more simplistic sort of style that's been introduced. It's common sense, I think, you're seeing being managed by Mr. O'Neill, certainly not luck. But yeah, I wouldn't go as far as saying a magic 8 ball could manage his team to victory with this system. But the system has to be implemented by the right people, and then you need to get confidence in the players who are playing that system. And I think O'Neill's ticking those boxes as well, which not everyone can do. There is a knack to that, and I think he's certainly got it in spades. Right, okay, that'll be me for today. Over 150 live. Can't thank you enough. That's been 40 minutes of my nonsense. Great to get a catch up with you all. Celtic 4, Dundee United 0. I might nick on tomorrow. We could talk about the managerial links with Roberto Martinez. Maybe there'll be some more paper talk as well for Sunday morning. You would be hoping so. Certainly from a Celtic perspective, as our rivals certainly don't look like they're going to be letting up in their pursuit of player recruitment whilst they gun to try and take the title out of Celtic's hands. So definitely there's plenty to discuss in a further episode. And I might do one tomorrow, actually. Fuck it, why not? I will see you all tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching. I know there's loads of post-match shows, so anyone who comes on here, I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday night. I've got an Indian I'm going to collect at 7 o'clock. Meal for 2. I'll probably still be eating it on the stream on Tuesday or something like that. Do you know what I mean? So it's just rock solid bit of naan bread I'm still trying to get through. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, I'm waffling nonsense. I'll see you all later. Take care.